a lot of my friends in college are thinking about mentors and basically wondering who they should be looking to and how should they do it. A lot of people don't have any mentors, or on the converse, a lot of people see the mentorship programs that'll give you some supposedly relevant person to your life, and you kind of go through some formalized thing. You meet them on this day in this place. You do a thing afterwards to say how it went. But I don't really hear a lot of people getting a lot of value out of mentors. It seems like there's no unified perspective that the kids in college, at least, are taking on this.
Yeah, I think mentors are tricky, and I think that this is a situation where my experience might not be the same as others, but I'm happy to share. I get asked probably every day in my email, "Can you be my mentor?" And I think what people don't realize is that, to me, that's a scary question. Because when I think about being someone's mentor, I kind of feel like I now have to share responsibility for helping them accomplish their life goals. And that's scary, like I'm going to do that with my closest friends. I'm going to do that with my wife. I'm going to do that with my kids. Am I going to do that for a stranger on the internet? That's scary. What's even more interesting about kind of my role in my life is that a lot of people, a lot of YC founders later on will email me and they would say, "Thank you for being my mentor." And I think to myself, was I your mentor? I never signed up to be your mentor, And I think they're doing it right? That's right. That's super right. And so from my perspective, I want to be helpful, but I don't want to take responsibility. And I want to be helpful to people who I feel like they're using my time well. I feel like they really desire to succeed. I feel like they're getting things done. I want to be the wind at someone's back. I don't want to be the person who's lifting them up and carrying them on my back. And so I think oftentimes young people don't understand the language with how to engage with someone who they can get great advice from. And I think the trick here is don't make it so hardcore. Instead of asking, "Hey, can you be my mentor?" Or even, the email I get second most common is "Can I ask you a question?" or "Can I ask you for advice?" Which is blows my mind. I'm reading your email, now I have to read another email. Really, I think what people would be better served by doing is just emailing and asking a question. And making an email that is easy for me to consume and answer. And then maybe that turns into a dialogue over time. And that's happened a lot. I mean, there are companies that have gone through YC, and it started with emailing me being like, "I have this question about my co-founder," and my email might be a 2-sentence reply, or might send them to a blog post, and that starts a relationship. And from my perspective, what's so funny is that there's so much work for me to do every day, and some of it I don't want to do, but I have to. And if an email comes in from someone who is motivated and who has a simple question that's in a well-written email, it doesn't take me very long to read, and I can reply to effectively, it's kind of like this nice hit of happiness. Oh man, I help him a little bit and I'll get back to work. But if the email comes in and it's can you be my mentor? Can we meet for an hour? Here is my deck. Can you give me feedback? I'm well, I haven't even met you. Or here's 16-page email on what my company's doing. Then it's just you're making me do all this work, and I have this other work to do. It's not that it's bad you're making me do all this work, but it's you're competing now with all this other work. Whereas the simple quick email that can have a quick reply, you're actually giving me a gift. And so I think that the other thing that I've noticed is that once I've built a relationship with someone, I feel perfectly comfortable giving them an irrational amount of time. And so, at YC, we're connected on WhatsApp with all of the founders that are in our group, with all the companies in our group. And there's like a mini version of this that plays out where a founder can request office hours in the formal software and then wait a week and then have a half-hour formal meeting with me. Or the founder can just send me a quick WhatsApp. Hey, like, you know, what do you think about da-da-da-da? And I can send a quick WhatsApp back. And what's so funny is that, you know, if that exchange is going well, sometimes I'll just be like, you know, let me just call him right now. Let me just call her right now. And like, let's get to the bottom of this, you know? Screw whatever I'm working on right now. Which I think to that person is always surprising, right? Because I never ask, can I call you? I'm just like, I don't want to type anymore, like phone call. And bam, like they've interrupted my entire life, right? Which is awesome. But if they had asked me originally in the WhatsApp, hey, can we jump on the phone? I'd be like, no, I'm got like all this crap. I'm in a meeting. Like, no. And so I just feel like for me, and I don't know about for other people, but for me, it's so much more effective to kind of to come in light and be a gift than to kind of come in heavy and be another piece of work someone has to do.